pure politics, just trying to keep the price down before you vote. That is not why we have a strategic petroleum reserve. It is not for politics. It is not even for price to deal with inflation. It's to deal with serious emergencies, not self-created bad policies. That is what is put. The reason why you were paying more at the pump is because of Joe Biden's policies. So this idea that they have not tried to kill this industry is absolutely wrong. And the release of the oil is absolutely political, because this ultimately comes to an end. And we don't have actually more production going on inside the United States. There's less. Wes, I didn't think this reserve existed because if there was a war between two other countries. I thought the reserve was if we were at war on a massive scale, and for some reason, either domestically, our oil was not being able, we weren't able to produce the levels we needed, or we were having to produce more than ever before to be able to fund, get the military the resources they need. It's there for catastrophic events.
Traditionally, it's reserved for, if, like you said, if there's a war and that we have to go to war, we need that reserve in order to fight and win that war. It is also used for other national emergencies. For example, during Hurricane Katrina, when our oil production and shipments from the Gulf of Mexico was interrupted by that hurricane, we dipped into it. But it is strictly for national emergencies. And no matter what the White House is saying, Jordan, they are using it strictly for political purposes.
Yeah, and you talk about dipping into it. They're using it every single day now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, millions and millions of barrels of oil. We're down to the lowest level since 1984 when Ronald Reagan was president. And they announced yesterday they will continue to draw down on it through the month of December.
Secretary Pompeo. So President Biden released 15 million barrels from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. People are starting to learn that acronym now, SPR, as it's being used more and more. 3 weeks before the midterms, but he says it's not political in any way. I mean, it's almost laughable. What's your take on this move and this statement that it has nothing to do with politics?
It's not almost laughable. It's completely laughable. And to your point on the acronym, I'd prefer the term now, I suppose, the Political Petroleum Reserve, the PPR. This was designed to send a message to the American people that they have a plan, when in fact we can see they clearly don't. And I'm staring at crude oil prices even as we speak. The release of 140 million barrels over the last year or so has put Brent crude at $92.70 and WTI at $85. It is not only political, but it's not working. We know what would work. Delivering American energy, affordable American energy to the American people is what would work.
This is an emergency reserve, and we don't know what's going to happen in Ukraine. We don't know how quickly or how much that war will be expanded. We don't know what China's immediate intentions are for Taiwan. We don't know what the future holds. This is an emergency oil reserve. It should be held for that. To use it, and this is what they're doing, to use it to try and bring down gasoline prices, and they do admit at least that much, is not using it for the purposes for which it was intended.
The Biden administration, they are trying to confuse the American voter. This is what Democrats do right before Election Day. They will say whatever they think you want them to say. They don't care. They'll just say whatever they think voters would like, whatever would be a good soundbite, and they hope that you don't hear a show like ours calling them out for it.